Hey, this is Friday, August 10th, fourth period. We're going to see if they fail or not. We're going to begin our recording as we go over the end of the B points and begin our notebook. Ooh, before I forget, I did create an assignment, which you're going to have to put into, well, I guess if you're at home, you're out of, oh, it's on my website. Go to my website. It looks like this. I've also emailed it out to parents. It's got a whole bunch of directions on there, but you're going to have to do that, write the information on there. This is due Monday. Do not spend more than 20 minutes on that. And then the picture of you is due today, and then the notebook we're going to get to. With y'all here now in the live version, did we get through all this with you guys?
Yes.
Did I talk about my clipboard?
No.
All right. So I definitely didn't get to this with you guys?
No.
Then real quick, I'm going to do sort of a speedy version. We're once again the fun game where I get to torture you and see what information you know. Fun for me and for those watching. And we're going to see what information is there. For those of you playing the home game, you can either listen and learn, or if you get really bored, you can just fast forward and then go to the part where like the screen changes in the background, and then we can go from there. It depends on how smart you want to be. Let's see, things that we covered from before that we'll go. Haley! Thanks for volunteering to go first. That's very brave of you. In a moment, I'm going to be activating B points. And when I do, you all start with the same number. How many B points do you all start with? She's already raised her hand. What are you trying to do? Roger's already volunteering to go first. You can't take it from her. Haley.
15.
Nicely done, Haley. Way to step up for the thing you already volunteered to do. The fact that you're going to get 15. Hannah, also, you're going to get 15 more B points at some point. When is it that I give out the next set of 15 B points? Remember, and if you have no idea, answer confidently. Worst case, you can guess a month.
The next 9 weeks.
I want confidence. Don't you shake your head no while answering. You guys are like, yes, on Mars. That doesn't even answer the question, but at least you're nodding and being confident. So, the next time you get B points is?
The next 9 weeks.
That's slightly more confident and correct. Who would have thought? Confident and correct. You really got it. When you clap, all you're doing is lowering my standards for you. The fact that that's all it takes you guys to do well, it makes me question all of your previous classes. So good job. You got a correct answer. Can't wait till we get to a test. It's going to be non-stop exams. Or not in this class. So to there. Next up, ways to lose points. We said the whole not talking while I am, because I'm the most important thing in the room at all times. Let's go with Savannah 1. Anytime someone talks, 2 people are going to get in trouble. The talker is one of them. Who else gets in trouble?
The listener. Nicely
done. The listener, see, she got it correct, and you didn't applaud. Nicely done, baby stepping. So both the talker and the listener is going to get in trouble. But Savannah 2, let's say that the person in front of you just keeps running and talking nonstop, and you're like, I don't want to get in trouble. What do you do to prevent yourself from losing those points?
You stick your hand in there.
Nicely done. Not too close. They might bite if the mouth is moving. The hand in their face, and then that way you don't lose the points for that part of it. So I think we've covered the whole of the talking, the not talking, the sneaky talkers. We're good to go to there. And then I think the whole angering me is next. Yes. With the angering of me, the board that is over yonder. Jeremiah, you guys can't write on my board because I don't like you enough. But there are kids who can write on the board. Obviously, it's covered in stuff that's not my handwriting. So Jeremiah, what kids do get to write on that board?
Kids who have 100 B points or more.
Close. You sounded confident, though. I actually had to think about it. I was like, is he right? I'm like, no, he's not. But your confidence actually had me tricked for just a moment. So congratulations on that one. Most of you will never get a chance to write there, but it could be possible. Jaden?
200 or more?
Are you asking me? We'll keep turning that confidence dial a little bit. I did see it turn one notch. Correct. If you do get 200 or more, you can write there. But none of those kids up there are current 7th graders with 200 or more points. And yet their names are still there. Yes, Twitchy Fist. What could the answer be?
Because they survived your classroom.
Nicely done. Which every day you're seeing is more and more challenging. Like a whole year? Yeah, so 8th graders, you get to come back. Did you just high-five her for getting wet? We're going to make it through. 8th graders get to ride up there, and you guys are not 8th graders. Some of you will never get close to 200 points. Some of you, the whole side of your room combined isn't going to get close to 200 points. So you don't have to worry about that part. Reese, let's go with, I have things in my room that I don't want kids to touch, especially the things behind my desk. So what have I installed to prevent kids from going back and breaking the stuff behind there?
A force field.
Way to be confident. A force field. Nicely done. Because along those same lines, Caroline, what is the superpower that every kid naturally has?
Whenever they touch something, they break it.
I like the fact that that's like the answer you guys know. Well, we break stuff as we touch it. So nicely done, the fact that you guys break stuff. So I have installed the force field that goes all the way around it. Sam, if you do make the poor choice of breaking the force field, what is going to happen to anybody who goes past that force field?
They will get deducted B-points.
Nicely done. I would also accept death. Either one of those loss of B-points or death. For some of you, they equal the same thing. So don't go behind. We should be good. If there's anything back there you really want to touch, just let me know and I can get it down and you can see it. So we covered that. The B-points, the force field, not going behind it. I think we're going to get that brings me to... All right. Throwing things. Let's go with Saganish. You can throw things. Sorry, I just wanted to taunt her because she raised her hand and it brought me happiness. Saganish, if you can throw things in my room, but where do they have to land if you throw them?
In the trash can.
Or, there's another place also, because some things don't go in trash. Let's say the thing on your desk right there, that white thing, if you were to get rid of that, that would not go in the trash. I'd have to yell at you for that.
Recycling. Do we have a recycling?
Sadness.
There!
Either trash or recycling. Once again, trash, the little one there. Recycling, the gigantic thing right next to it. Also over here, I know because people are in the way. I blame other humans. It works all the time. And then over here, I also have a trash can, and then I also have a recycling bin there. You can throw things as long as they go into that spot. Otherwise, you're out of luck. If you throw things at somebody else, that's your way of calling them trash, and that's just not very nice. Then I have to attack you for bullying. Did I talk about throwing things at me?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Apparently, I did not tell my first period yesterday, and I forgot. And then I got to the part today where I tried to trick kids into throwing things to me, and I said, "Hey, throw it here," and 6 kids would and just chuck things at me. And I was like, "Holy! Why'd you do that?" They're like, "Because you asked us to." And I'm like, "Didn't I tell you not to?" And they're like, "What?" And I was like, and I had to go back and explain to them. After I yelled at 3 of them. So you guys know not to throw things at me. Don't go off first period because, all honesty, it scared me. I didn't think they were actually going to throw it. It was actually one at a time. Like the first kid did it, and they threw it at me. I gave them a look, and the second kid did it. I'm like, seriously? And the third kid, I'm like, what is wrong with you? And then I realized it was me, not them. But we learned from it. So don't throw things at me. Hopefully today I get a chance to try and get you to do it, and you're better than my first period. Not having class material. We're going to make it a little tougher on you, so I'm going to make it disappear so you guys can't see. I know, I like to challenge you. Cassandra, way to step up for the first challenge. I'm very proud of you. There's a chance... Wait, no. I already picked on... No, try to figure the people who did not have that white piece of paper I had to torture already. And I already tortured them. All right, Cassandra, I'll go back to you. I was trying to be mean to another kid, but whatever. Cassandra, on the off chance that someone did not have their class materials, like the white piece of paper, and they have to get a new one from me, I'm going to charge them points. Do you know how many B points I'm going to charge them? Here's your hint. It's a number.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Very helpful.
I try.
5.
Not a bad guess, and you sounded confident, although you were completely wrong. Not as confident as Jeremiah, where you almost tricked me into thinking it was the right answer, but you were close. Not quite 5. We'll bring it down a little bit from there. Condetti. That's you, dear. How many?
3 points.
Nice. Which is like 5. Much better, by the way, than third period where the kid was like, 20 points! Really confident. I'm like, negotiation done. I'm like, you 20 points. But for the rest of you, it's just 3 points if you forget things. 3 points seems to be my normal number I go with for making a poor choice. I just stick with 3. Unless I like you, then it's 1. Or if I really like you, none. I just creepily stare at you. Which means most of you don't want me to like you. Let's see, so we covered that. The following class directions I'm not super worried about. The not doing a homework assignment, though, we'll get to that one. Let's go with Cooper. On the off chance that you don't have the homework that you're supposed to, a number of bad things are going to happen. One, I'm going to charge you B points. How many B points you're going to lose every time you don't do a homework assignment?
3.
Nicely done. I also would have accepted 0 and said, Mr. Brovicast, I don't miss homework assignments. And that would have been a good way of going with it, but you've already missed that chance. So 3 would be the number of points I'm going to charge you. Then I also make you turn in the homework assignment. Let's see, the 3 point. Oh, the late grade that goes on top of it. Ooh, if you continue to not turn in your homework assignment, I get an additional torture. I get to do things on top of that. You seem really excited about me torturing kids, Eddie. So Eddie, what torture do I get to do?
You get to remove our seats and desks.
That is very true. You no longer get to sit down. You have to stand. And that will probably start next week when we get to these homework assignments. I get to make you start standing and torturing you and stuff like that. And eventually we'll move to detentions or slow kid sections and things like that. But mostly making kids stand seems to solve that problem. All right, so cover that. Writing utensils. You're always welcome to my free writing utensils, which are the janky ones in the little janky jar that's right over there. If you don't want those, you're more than welcome to buy one from me. Amira, if you want to buy a writing utensil from me, how much is it going to cost you to buy one pen or pencil?
Is it 1 or no?
Are you asking me? I have no idea. I'm old.
1?
One. There's that confident answer.
1.
Nicely done. Completely wrong, though. What you're going to do, hey, but you embraced it. Here's your hint. It's the same answer every other kid is given.
3.
Now you felt much stronger. 3 points. Go you. Unless you're a fancy person. If you're a fancy... I have a fancy one here to demonstrate. If you're a fancy one like that, it's more than 3 points because it's fancy, which is like not fancy, but fancy. And then, Brennan, how many points will it cost you for a fancy one?
5 points.
Nice. So that's where the 5 points comes in. Or if you can negotiate down to 1, that could be possible. It involves a lot of tears. And once again, no one likes to see a grown man cry. But it was 5 points like this. And they covered that. Ooh, you can also borrow one from me. But if you want to borrow one from me, Harmony, what do you have to give me in order to get a writing utensil from me?
A shoe.
Nicely done. Plus, Harmony, what is special about my writing utensils? I can get one out if you need to see it again. That's fine. I will tell you that they don't slide out of your hand, which is how I've
Oh,
designed.
they have the grip thing.
Nicely done. They have the grip thing. And we'll just call it grip thing and leave it there and not worry about what causes the grip. But yeah, they are. Ooh, did I talk about what happens if you click your pin?
Yeah.
So you seem really excited. What happens when you click your pin?
You rip it out of our hands and throw it.
That I do. Which almost happened yesterday, but luckily I was just getting to this part in my information when I had kids that just followed me the entire time, just clicking. And I was like, let's introduce what happens when I click your pin. And he did that. I got to that where he was like, clicky click. And I was like, well done. He was like, did I get to what I do if I like you instead of ripping it out of your hand? If you're a kid... You like us? Not really, but it could happen. If you're a kid that I like, instead of ripping it from your hand, what I will do is I will just stop class and stare at you for like 10 seconds straight. And if I'm... and I just start staring at you, like, clicky, clicky, clicky. I feel dead. And you'll just feel on the inside of it, and it seems to work every time. But most people don't want me to like you because... That's creepier than taking it from you. But yeah, it's just the way it works. There. Leaving the room. Excuse me. If you want to leave the room, you can either use B points, or what can you use instead?
Hall pass.
How many times can you use the hall pass?
3
Nicely done. The last thing, did I talk about my clipboard with you?
No.
When you lose points, this is what I use. I have a little clipboard that has the class list on there of everyone's names, and I can just go through there and I just use my little pen and make little hash marks on there every time that you lose points. So anytime you see me holding clipboard, holding pen, and doing this, you're losing points. And so you can sort of figure it out from there. And why, yes, my clipboard is Hello Kitty on multiple reasons. One, I didn't even get an answer correct and you guys are applauding. Hello Kitty, one, it's adorable. A kid tried to throw it away years ago, and they're like, "This is trash." I'm like, "Whatever," and I pulled that back out of the trash. I'm like, "Hello, kitty." And then the other reason being is that whenever I'm charging you points and you see me doing this, it's going to make you feel sad on the inside. But then you see a kitten wearing a bumblebee outfit, and you're like, "It's so adorable." So you go sad and then happy, and it kind of balances out. So it's my way of trying to give a gift to you. Oh, you're so nice. Not really. Now let's say that you're not a bad kid and you want to try and gain points. Here's how you're going to go through gaining points. One, it's like money in the fact that money is really easy to spend but not easy to gain. B points are the same. They're really easy to spend. Just act like an idiot. But they're hard to gain because it requires a wee bit of work. I push recycling and responsibility. If you crush soda cans and bring them in, I will give you a B point for every 10 soda cans that you bring in. Just make sure you crush them. Just at home, as you guys go through your case of soda a weekend, smash them, bring them in, and I'll give you points. Do crush them. Just put them on the ground. Pretend each one is me, and just like, and then smash them, bring them in. We'll be good to go. I also have paper. I do a lot of paper recycling. To be honest, it's this big thing that's right over there. I do a lot of paper recycling, and so every time you bring in 5 pounds of paper, it'll get you 1 B point. And the reason it has to be the 5 pounds is I have kids who bring in like giant boxes of paper because they'll just recycle at their house. Just put a box at your house, and every time you have any paper, junk mail, assignments, after you've done them, throw them into the big recycling bin, and then just bring it in, and I'll weigh it. I have a scale, and I give you B points for it. It's roughly the size of like a grocery bag. If you fill that with paper, that would get you like a point or 2. If you fill it all the way up, that's roughly 5 to 10 pounds. So hopefully that helps you. Box tops, those little things, every 5 of those gets you a B point. Same things you turned in elementary school. You like, turn them into your school. We're a school. If you have younger siblings, they're probably collecting them for the younger siblings. Here's a little hint for you. You're bigger than them. So just push them down, and you can bring them in, and you get B points for them. And then when they go crying, you're like, "I'm out of here!" And you come running into school with your bag of B points, and everything is good. If you don't mind reading, I have book reviews that you can do on my website. And so every book that you review can get you up to 10 B points. It says 5 on there, but I've added a thing in there that allows you to get up to 10. And so if you don't hate reading and don't mind writing a little bit about it, you can get book reviews and get B points for that. A tie game I'm going to introduce to you guys next week. Basically, I wear a different tie every day of the year. I have like 400 ties. So I never repeat the same tie twice. Once you see me wear one, you won't see it again until the next year. And so I have a game that goes along with that, which will start in a couple weeks. My homework, when we get to my homework, my real homework, not the easy beginning homeworks, every one of my homeworks, you have options that you have a chance to do. I'll give you like 4 options, and you choose which option. One will be like, just answer questions. One will be like, write a poem that connects to it. One will be like, what are connections that you find between the story and your real life? And so it all depends. Like some of you are creative thinkers, and some of you are black and white thinkers and whatnot. You choose the option that you want to do, and that's fine with me. If you do more than one option, you get extra B points. So if you answer the questions and write the poem, you get B points. If you do all 3 options, you get even more B points. So you do the extra homework bits to make you extra smart, you get extra points for it. And then the student of the weeks in the month, we'll talk about a little bit later when we get into it. Those are just more ways to gain points from there. There's another way to gain points, but it requires tears and pain, but you're more than welcome to do it if you want. It is called the Simpsons sheet, named after the TV show The Simpsons. There's a character named Bart at the beginning who has to write a phrase on the chalkboard a whole bunch of times. I've got the exact same thing, where you just write a phrase a whole bunch of times on a piece of paper. Probably the same idea that some of your parents have had you do when they don't like you and they're mean to you. I do the same thing. It looks like, and you'll just write that phrase 50 times. Every 50 times you write it, it gets you 5 B points, and that's available to anybody. You can also choose to serve an attention. Serving an attention gets you 15 B points, but it involves pain. 1, I contact your parents. 2, happens during lunch, which means you get peanut butter, jelly, and a glass of tears. 3, you have to write an essay that goes along with it. 4, I get to torture you. 5, you can only do it if you're in single digits. If you're not in single digits, I'm sorry, you're just not a bad enough kid to have to serve an attention. Oh man! If you really want to serve an attention and you have too many points, find a kid in class and just go over and just slap him. And you're like, am I bad enough now? Like, storm. And I can give you the attention. Like, dream come true. And we can try to make things happen. Slow kids section, When you lose B points and you get down to 5, I remove you from the class because you no longer get to sit with those kids because you're not responsible enough. And you come over here to my slow kids section, which are these 3 chairs that come over here and face the wall. I remove you from the other kids. You don't get to turn and talk to them. And every time that you misbehave or don't focus, I get to come over and just gently smack you on the side of the head. And like, focus! Like, thank you. I'm like, you're welcome. And this does not work for you. And some kids are like, I still can't focus there. I remove you from the slow kids section and I put you in the hallway. And you get what's called distance learning. We put you out there, and then Reese cracks the door, and you get to sit in a chair and watch the whole class do a little crack in the door. But what if we can't learn out there? I don't care. You're stopping everyone else from learning. So I boot you out, and you can watch my YouTube video when you get home. And so all the other kids get to stay in here and learn. But that doesn't happen very often. Yeah, yes.
Is anyone in the slow kids section yet?
No, because I haven't activated B points yet, so I can't have kids there. Now, I'll have kids there next week because I activate B points in just a moment. Hopefully not in this class, but in some of my classes, I'm sure I will. Olivia?
You're just a comedic Severus Snape.
Yeah, comedic. You had me a Snape. I have this wand, by the way, back over there.
Yes.
I had a kid who went down to the Harry Potter and Universal, and they brought me back an actual Severus Snape wand. I was like, if I had a heart, it would swoon. Pretty nice. Oh, some of you may be good kids. And you're like, you keep talking about them, they're bad kids. But what of us who don't want to make bad choices? These are the things that happen if you make good choices. 1, every week you don't lose points, I give you a free point. So every week that you go through and you've not done a bad thing, like at the end of next Friday, if you've not lost any points, I'll give you 1 B point. At the end of the next week, I give you 2 B points. So that's my reward to you for not making me have to want to strangle you. And so that's the easiest way to gain points, is just by being a good person. It maxes out at 5 points. But if you're a good kid for like 6, 7, 8 weeks, every week you're gaining 5 points on top of what you have. As you gain points, you automatically earn these things. You're not spending points for them, you automatically get it. The only thing that you spend points for is at 75, and that's because you're buying something from me. The big one is at 50 points, because when you get 50 points, you get to choose your own seat in class. You don't spend the points, it's just each Monday we start off like, you don't want to change seats. You're like, I want to change seats. And let's say Micah wants to go over and take Amira's seat. What she'll do is she's like, oh, Amira, I want your seat. And Amira's like, no, you can't. And Micah's like, I have 50 points. And Amira's like, I don't. In that case, Micah, you take her seat. And Amira then goes to your old seat. How long are you there? Forever. Until one of 2 things happens. Either 1, you choose to move your seat again, or 2, you're an idiot in that seat and I have to move you. Because sometimes you'll go and sit next to your best friend like, blacka, 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 blacka. And I'm like, you're a moron. So I have to pull you out and move you somewhere else. Otherwise, you're there. Can you move again the next week? Absolutely. I have some kids who every Monday are like, I'm touring the world. And then it's like every week they're just going to a new spot. Now, Amira can stop her if she gets to 50 points. So if Amira gets to 51, she's like, and you block the person and now they can't take your spot. Until Micah gets to 100 points. And then she's like, I laugh at your 51. And so you get to, so it keeps going up from there. And so you get to take people's seats each week. Caleb?
Were you allowed to move to the slow kids section?
I have had kids choose to do that. It depends if there's no slow kids there. But I honestly have had kids want to go there because like, I can actually pay attention there. And I'm like, okay. As long as I don't have any slow kids in that spot. I mean, some of you guys might have that as your seat, but not by choice. And then as you get to like 200 points, the writing in the 8th grade area on the whiteboard, you do get to write over there if you reach 200, but that's a pretty select group of kids who ever get that far along. 75 points, I have a big box of Mystery Fun. It's a box, it's big, it's mysterious. It's like the treasure box when you were a kid, except the difference being it's got candy and toys and stuff like that I have too much of. I did not get through everything I wanted. I did not get a chance to activate B points. I'm like mere moments away. Monday, we're going to get to your notebook, we're going to get to your pictures, and I'm going to officially activate B points and get a chance to be mean to you, because we're like 3 minutes behind my other classes. But I blame you, so it's okay.